Hello. So, good afternoon. Today is 25th of July. See, from the month of April, May, June, July. Because of my mistakes only, I have not able to take a single payout because of over perfection and also see one side in some setup I have missed it because of over perfection. Okay, and also in some setups as I have not followed the rules. For that reason, I have lost many money, especially the 200 moving average. If I have not followed the 200 moving average rule, I have made loss. But in some setup also, when I have means it traded against the 200 moving average, that time I have made some profit. This is the thing that you need to. So the main problem is see 200 EMA, those things are not so much bad, but the thing is the context of the market, means the structure that is forming with the area, means where it is forming. It is the most important thing we should be aware. So see, this setup was formed in June. So it formed, there was no proper support or resistance. That is why this support formed a very good setup, but it was not a very favorable one. And see this one, this setup formed at a very good level and also kind of a reversal area, but also a retest and a means as the market structure has shifted, so there is a highest probability it will continue. So here it, when it formed a continuation pattern, it immediately activated and it fell. And see over here, it's trend continuation pattern, and because of war something happened and it went up. See, at this area the trade has formed in both direction, in buy side and also sell side. Here the 200 moving average supported the chart pattern and it moved little up, then it trapped everyone, then it fell. This is the main problem. And see, in Fibonacci kind of setup, they formed a trend line, right? So it kind of took support from this area. As per my rules, I follow this thing. So here I want to say one thing: sit and trade. See, this can be valid, this cannot be valid, but you need to be aware that where is the means highest probability. See here it formed a highest probability at 50% area. Before touching that area only, it started to move, right? And if you come to this area, this this trade only, only this trade I am saying. See, it came to this support resistance area, and this is also an important support resistance area. And why did this area acted nicely? Because there is only one thing, that is from this bottom to that top. If you see, there is a 50% retracement area, and also if you pull the Fibonacci from this zone to that zone, you can see it had penetrated the 62% area. So that is only the reason it acted very nicely from this area. Then you will be saying in 1 hour also here it performed very well. Yes, it performed very well because there was two support resistance, and also it grabbed liquidity. So when it grabbed the liquidity, and also there is a very much fall is there, there is a 50-50 chance that there will be a reversal. And as there was candlestick, there was another thing why many people shorted at that area. And why didn't, means your strategy is invalid over here, because here is no Fibonacci. Means see, you in this type of setup you are trading with the help of three things. That is, first one, there is should be support resistance, then there should be a Fibonacci, and then there should be a candlestick pattern, candlestick, or you can say change of character pattern, right? So here only two criteria out of three, there was only two criteria, that is candlestick and support resistance. Even though it was a very good support resistance, as there was not your Fibonacci, there might be a 72%, 786 or 70%, not 70%, 7. If we use the default one, apply default, yes, 786. So this one, it has not touched, before only it has reversed. So there was no three confirmation, that is why you have left the trade. And then here comes another thing. Now here, this is the interested area zone. Huh. So this is the interested area zone, and also there is a bullish trend, right? You could have avoided. No, see, this is the zone. It has tapped, means just touched the zone. It has gave a change of character. Okay, sit here, out of three, in 3A, 3 point A and 3 point B, both are there. So four confluences was there, like from, and also one 2 point A, 2 point B is there. From top to bottom, it has penetrated my favorite Fibonacci, and from that swing to that swing, it has touched that area. From this area, it has touched the 50% area, and also from this below, if you see here, three Fibonacci cluster is there. So at this zone, there was highest probability for the market to go from this area. At least it should have touched at this area, but instead it accumulated. See, this is a game of probability. Always you want to win. That is the reason you should be taking all the setups you see, and the setups that are following your criteria. So here everything followed, but it was part of game, and because maybe there was some news or something, that is why it fell. And as per my rules, when there is this kind of pin bar, you should be taking a setup over here, but immediately without the crossing of this area. It didn't, means the what I am trying to say is it fell and most confirmed that it will reverse from that area, but it didn't work out. So you have taken $200, means 100 for that setup, 100 for that setup in that same area. You have traded perfectly. This was the wrong side of the trade. So here you are not totally not at fault. So don't be that you lost, why did you lose. This is the thing you have to take it out from your head, that you will win each and every trade. You won't win each and every trade. You have to take the trade and it will be the part of the game. So Fibonacci setup we are discussing. So it's one-sided move, and at early morning it formed a confirm type of setup here, and it fell to this area. 1:2 could have been achieved, but the mistake was I was sleeping. And see, you saw at this area in silver, you were shorted, but you have planned that if this goes up you will cut the trade and you will see whatever happens. But the thing is, you were not awake, you were sleeping. Not October, December or January, you were very active in trading. That is why you made the money. By sleeping, money won't be made. When your setup comes, you have to be awake. When see two three things I am doing that is extremely wrong. When the setup arrives, you have to sit at the setup and see if it is going against, then you should have cut the position. Add to the position means new position, and you should be waiting. If I would have entered over this area, keeping my SL over this area, and by logical trade I could have exited with a 1:2. In Blueberry, how much up it would have been? Like risking 35, it will be like 75, 70. So it would, my account would have been up by 2%. So you are not taking the trade as you should be trading. Similarly, like this area, you have missed another area somewhere. At this area, at this trend line, it gave a breakdown. You just exited the trade, which means you have shorted here. You have exited the trade with a small loss. You did absolutely right thing, but you gave a rationalization that market will, means there is a news you should not trade. See, this is where I was telling. You are giving rationalization to not take the trade or miss the setup. Like if it is forming, means the it is premature setup, but it is forming at early morning, you saw that setup and you slept, it is your mistake. You are saying if it will go. And one thing, if you, means when my eyes are opening and that time I am seeing the setup, there is a 100%, means not 100%, 70 to 80% chance that trade will work out. So you saw it here. By seeing that you exited, you could have entered here and grabbed some money. So this is what I am saying about correlation. So previously what I said, rationalization, stop giving rationalization, trade as per the system. If your trade is means your setup formed, your rules followed, then you should be taking the trade instead of giving a rationalization. And now another topic, it is see, same means short side. In silver also it formed a short side, and also in gold it formed a short side. That is why this setup worked very nicely. And one thing, this one there was no correlation and also smaller time frame. But see one thing, the smaller time frame trades are working if you are trading with the trend. Like at this area you took, exited over here, you didn't wait for that to go up, it went up, came down, removed everyone, then it went up a little bit. See again here you gave rationalization that market will reverse, so your job was only one thing. There was a fall, do not react over here. If it is crossing at this area, you should be cautious and little bit wait for some time. If it is forming a very bullish, then you could have exited. If it is crossing this area, then you should exit immediately. But as it didn't cross, it just retest that area and then it fell. Your target was like this area, so it has touched that area. If it is a good setup, it will work very nicely. Not only good setup. Here one thing is, when the setup is matured, like at this area, the setup didn't give a breakout because it was not mature. It came, invited the sellers, then it went up, because here most probably means the high probability was there it will fall. So many sellers entered, it trapped them, and then it went up. So everything was okay. So how many trades? And another thing is I want to say, that is, you can see over here one thing from last month. This was the last setup. After that, this was the another setup. So setups were forming. You cannot deny that setups were forming, but high quality setups and attractive setups were not forming. You can say that, but you cannot say that no setup was there. This setup was there, but it didn't look so attractive. That is why it didn't take the trade. This one, even this one, and you took, no, you didn't take because you wanted to form the market a little bit more high, then fall. So here it from the double bottom. This is big double bottom, this is small double bottom, and give a breakout, trapped, fell, then it gave a back, movement to the upside. Here also no proper general setup was there. Only general setup that formed was this one. Where it did it go? In silver, this at this area means after July, means in the month of July, only in silver some setup formed like this one: left shoulder, head, right shoulder, went up, removed the weak sellers, and then it fell. See, it didn't not continue to go up at this region, so your job was to cut the SL, but it did not cross this area. It continued the fall. So setups are there, you just need to have the eyes to see the setup. And this one was also a, you took at this area, then immediately you sold because it was not farming properly, and then again you took. You have no logic what you are doing. That is the main problem. Market is working, not that much perfect, but it is working. Like before it was, if it was 100% perfect, now it is like 70% perfect, but it is working. Same thing, everything is there, just you are diversified in many setups. That is the main problem. See, what I said was I was expecting a little bit more up. This one it fell, but I was expecting this to remove some sellers, then it will fall, and that only happened. See, again it invited, remove the weak sellers, then it continued to fall. Market is very difficult. So now let's discuss one thing, that is in Fibonacci setups are forming very nicely in the accumulation zone. That is, let's say in this week one setup can say, no, let's not take this one. Let's take here 2, 3. Let's take here 3, and then 4, 5. Then here we cannot take 5. 5 setups were there, and then at this week you can say 1. This one also you can say, but you have not traded, so leave that. Then this one is 2, and this one here it is 3. This one is 4. Then you can say here that is 5. Here you can say 6. This one was difficult to trade, and you are lucky, that's why this one won't be counted. This one also won't be counted. This one also not counted. This one will be counted. Then this one will be 7 or 8 maybe. Let's check 7. And this one, yes, because at the zone only it formed. Also there was Fibonacci. So 8 setup, and then 9 setup, nine setups are there in that week. And that very next week, 1 setup. Then here also 1 setup was there. Let's take that one also. 1, 2, and then here 1, 3, here 4. You can say this one 5. This one could have been said, but let's not take that one. Let's take this one. 6 Friday done. So 6 setup completed. 5 6 5 6 and another one is 9. So let's take an average. There is 5 setups. You are losing in 1 or 2 setups, and as I said, you are giving rationalization and getting out. That is where you are doing the mistake again. This is the game of probability, game of fixed risk to reward. Every time you are saying the thing, but you are not following. That is the most important mistake. This is game of probability. So to win the game of probability, you should have the higher hand and also trade all the setups. And then there is mathematical thing, that is you should be following a particular risk to reward. These are the most important two things. See, at this age, general setup only per week one setup formed. We are taking from this area now. So here one setup. This one you cannot trade. Then silver one was there. Then that week also one setup. I'm not taking the 5 minute. Then next week another here. This one is like how much? This one also one setup, and then this here one big setup. Then here one failed setup. This week 4 setup was there in general setup. That is 1 2 3 4. And Fibonacci this week there was, this one will be a valid one, this one 1, here 2, then here 3, here 4, and here 5. See, again 5 setups were there in this week. And how many did you trade? Only 2. Out of 2, in one you made a loss, in one you made a profit. So here you have reached 200. Here also you should have reached 200. So if you have kept a 200 risk, then you would have earned $260 and you would have lost $200. So net profit is $60. And at this area another 200, then it would have been how much? 200 plus 60 plus 260 means 320. And here also one profit, 260, and here 320 plus 200 means 5. See, if you are taking on the trade, then easily you could have just requested the payout, but you will not take, you have taken an early setup. See, here one mistake you did, in which account, you have exited here because you have taken over risk. So as you have taken at this area, means without the change of character, then your SL should be big, right? Otherwise, if you have, means after change of character, if you would haven't taken, then you could have kept a SL at this area and easily targeted 1:1.3. So okay, that's all. Still I need to improve myself. Thank you. Bye bye.